Rise and shine, VW lifers. It's April 15th. It's number 2 in the race series today. So we're loaded up. I loaded up a little bit last night. And we're going to get ready to go racing today. I did a couple things to the trailer. We'll see how that goes. So one thing that I ended up having to do was on my generator for the trailer. I had to change it to a 4-prong. Well, I didn't have to. I actually messed up. I had changed it to a 4-prong for my other generator. Then I got a quiet generator, and now it's only got 3 prongs. So then I had to get an adapter from a 3-prong to a 4-prong, but then I still have my other generator, and I have my cable. So my wife and I last night put this together and did a little epoxy in, made like a little, so now this is all hard. Nothing like this nice new, this original end, but it should be a little bit better than the flimsy story. My wife is always working with epoxy. She makes custom things all the time, just like my custom Wix upside down tumbler. So I drink from it all the time. And I actually asked her to put it upside down so it looks like a filter going on. I like it. So now I gotta see if my connection still functions. Temporarily started. Trailer. Alright. Just like that, we have power. Another thing I did last night was put a TV in here in front of it, so we had an extra one. All right, and just like that, we are fully functional, ready for some family business. Going to the racetrack with my wife and my son, trying to make hanging out with me as enjoyable as possible. So let's keep going. So today's race, I'm going to figure out whether or not I did a good job or a bad job. I'm going to probably go with that I did I don't know what I'm doing job. So what I did do is I changed from my Berg multi-step Venturis, which are these. These are 3540s. The inside of the flower is 40, the outside is 35. So basically gives you the best of both worlds. Gives you some low RPM, high speed velocity, and then some high RPM non-impedance, so it becomes less of a choke. Those are really good for cruising around town. Tons of mid-range and great top end. But with the new motor, I thought I could go a little bit bigger and see if it would like it a little bit more. And I put a set of 42s in it. It loves it. It is a monster. And then it hits 68, hits this wall, and I guess there's just no more flow, and it just sort of it just falls on its face. I thought it was ignition. I played with a whole bunch of different things. It wasn't ignition, and it seems like the 6800 mark is exactly where it's fallen on its face. It's got great springs in it. The last setup that I had, which was a 2165, that thing turned, you know, I had my my shift light at 7,000, and I shifted it around 72 or so, whatever it got to at that point. So the heads could flow, or the heads could keep up with that kind of RPM. But now that I'm running a 2387, it's moving a whole bunch more air, making a whole bunch more horsepower. And I think the heads are just done. They just give up. I was trying to find a happy medium of driving on the street and then going fast at the racetrack. I tend to like to go fast at the racetrack, and I hate being the slowest guy at the track. So I find myself there more often than not, I feel like. But we'll see. Stop at Buc-ee's. That's the way we do it here in Texas. All right, so we didn't make it very far in the race. First round got a little late. The temperature dropped like 10 degrees, and I dialed in at 8:40, and we ended up running at 8:30. So broke out. That's what it's called. I went too fast. I wish the car would be much faster than it really is, but it was fine to lose against myself and not really just get beat by racing somebody that was much faster. There are some faster cars in the Street Series, and then there's a couple guys that actually didn't even race that are doing really good. There's a guy named Chris Mate. He has a pretty fast car, but he's not racing this year. I need to talk to him and see why. But that's about it really for the day. The day is over for me. We're gonna pack up and go home. I'm a little bit on the side of things, but it is what it is. We'll live to race another day. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. I know it was sort of short and sweet. Racing and filming is a lot harder to do than you think. I never get to film everybody else that's racing. I have to get back around and hope to catch some of the pro stock guys for running. So I need to be better planned for that, or come up with another cameraman. I need to get my son out there with the camera and just put like 5 of them on his head, and just as he's walking around we can just film it all and go from there. But again, like, subscribe, tell your aunts, tell your uncles. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.